Why would someone allegedly go through all that effort and still leave the body in the Tesla for such a long time? When you really think about it, why would anyone do this? Why leave such an obvious digital trail and physical, literally, in his car? Of course, this is all speculation about an alleged crime that has not resulted in a conviction yet. You can easily say he was just a bad planner making dumb decisions, but we can also assume we don't have the full picture or we have missing pieces. But when we look at David's timeline, you start to see he was under a tight schedule with his world tour in 2025. That very next day after the murder, he had a podcast followed by a live show where he teared up emotionally during one of his songs. A few days later, he returned to LA, and that's when he made all the purchases to dismember the body. The chainsaw, the body bag, the shovel. He knew nobody was going to come looking for her. He took a huge risk by leaving her body in his garage inside an inflated pool. It could have been a sense of grandiosity, that feeling that nothing bad can happen to him. Especially with fame and money, it's easy to believe you're untouchable. But that still doesn't explain why he chose to let the body rot in his Tesla. He could have used an ice cooler. He could have used another method. Why drive around with it? Then adding air fresheners to cover the smell, risking a traffic stop or even friends getting into the car? Maybe he felt the Tesla was the best option because he could detect who came near it and control the vehicle at all times from his phone, like a rolling surveillance box. Or maybe the smell in his house was becoming too obvious, so moving the body to the car felt like a more controllable option until he figured out what to do next. Hence, the air fresheners. A human body becomes mostly unrecognizable after 3 to 4 months. He seemed to be letting the process play out, perhaps planning to burn the remains and completely erase her, like deleting a character in a video game. But what about her parents? Did he never consider that the family might come looking or that the police would be sent to find her? Maybe David knew Celeste had a rough home life and had disappeared before, so he assumed they wouldn't search for her. But if that's true, why take such a long-term risk? Maybe he planned for the Tesla to get stolen while he was on tour, and that would become his cover-up story. He was clearly trying to piece together some kind of plan, which is why her passport turned up in Santa Barbara. Maybe he was gonna say she was kidnapped and murdered somewhere far away. In all honesty, I think it was a failed narrative he couldn't pull together. With all the digital footprints, he had no idea how trackable everything was. He was only 20 who grew up in the digital age, not truly aware of how controlled and monitored everything truly is. He got caught in his own chaos and pretty much his fantasy of committing a romantic homicide.